Hey, what's up, guys? So I am back with another edition of my binge eating story. This one is going to entail the issues I had with going out. So some feedback I've gotten. That video I published last week actually has only been out for a week, and it's already up to almost 70 views. It's definitely the fastest growing video I've ever made. I know the numbers aren't drastically huge, but in terms of the videos that I create on YouTube, that was definitely the fastest growing one. And judging from the amount of emails I got, it resonated with a lot of people. So here's an example of one of the messages I got, just helping somebody out that has a similar story. I've gotten many similar to this, so I know it's touched home with a lot of people. That's kind of why I made the YouTube channel to begin with. The training videos about the USAPL and my powerlifting, that's more for my coach. I just kind of create it because I don't mind putting them up every week and kind of see the progress year to year. So it's kind of nice to go back and watch those. But this was definitely the main purpose of my YouTube channel. One was to help you guys figure out what supplements are needed, seeing as how I learned that lesson the hard way by spending thousands of dollars, and to really help everyone with binge eating. I know it's a huge problem in the fitness industry. Like I said, it's mainly among females, primarily in the physique and bikini editions or competitions. And I know Lane Norton brought that out a few years ago and got a lot of backlash for it, I guess you could say, which is a crock of bullshit, to be honest. The people that say it's not real, it's kind of a shame. And there's a lot of problems with the world, and this probably isn't a major one. There's a lot of problems in the world. But regardless, I just thought, people need to hear it, especially from a male. Most people don't expect males to have eating disorders, and if they do, it's kind of girly and what have you. But, I'll talk about it. I'm not really ashamed. I don't really care that much anymore. So I've been made fun of enough in my life. I think I can handle it for a few more times. But anyway, I definitely think it's worth it. So please forgive me if you do send an email. Obviously, this isn't my full-time job. I still do have a full-time job, and I go to school. So I'll try to answer you in as quickly as possible. And if I do send it from my phone, please forgive me. I suck at spelling, and autocorrect will usually kill me. And I don't usually proofread my emails. I just send them back out. But I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can, because I know a lot of issues are time-sensitive and important. So basically, with this video in the Going Out edition, I am trying to create I'm going to create a series on YouTube. I created a playlist. I'm pretty sure I called it My Binge Eating Story or My Binge Eating, something along those lines. But basically, I am going to kind of break things down into a little series, make them a little bit easier to digest and go into a little bit more detail. The one I published last week was 18 minutes. I'm sure most people probably didn't finish it. It's really long. So I'll try to keep these ones shorter on the magnitude of 5 to 10 minutes, but get a little bit more in depth into each individual area to help you guys understand it more. So with going out, the damage. So like I said, I had this endless pursuit of abs. Growing up I was fat, so I wanted abs. So I basically would do anything to get abs. I'd probably stand in front of a moving train. So I basically adopted that clean eating idea, and I lived out of a Tupperware dishes. I still have in my closet. I'll post a picture in the next presentation I do for the video. I'll post a picture of all the Tupperware dishes I still have in my closet. So basically, I thought the restaurant food wasn't clean, so I really didn't like going out to restaurants. And if I did, I usually just got a boring house salad or a chicken salad, because I needed protein, because I believed all this bro science stuff. Basically, I would meal prep every weekend. It probably took me upwards of 4 hours. I cooked every single meal. Everything I ate was cooked in one sitting on Saturday night. So for 3 years of my college life, I meal prepped. And it wasn't because I loved it. I hated every single solitary second of it. I think I'd really get kicked in the nuts for 4 hours and have to meal prep every week. I hated it. And that doesn't include all the macro counting I did. I showed you the spreadsheet last week of, how I broke everything down by each meal, and I had this little bit amount of food, and I was eating 1,800 calories. That took me maybe an hour or so a week to plan out, and then another 30 minutes, 45 minutes at the grocery store, then another 45 hours cooking it, and then each night it took me about a half hour to get all that crap together. It was a lot of time just spent on freaking prepping food that I could have been doing something else way more productive and at least way more enjoyable, because I truly, truly hated it. So basically, I was very limited on social events because my Saturday nights were spent cooking food because I had an issue. And when I would go out, I was afraid because I had no control. And when I mean I had no control, I had zero control. I could consume the amount of food a small village would eat in a matter of minutes to an hour. I remember one time I went to my girlfriend's family Christmas party, and I consumed more pizza than I can imagine. There's a pizza place here where I'm from in Akron, Ohio. It's very well known for their homemade deep dish Italian pizzas. I probably consumed a whole pizza, and let me tell you, that thing had me pushing 2,000, 3,000 calories. It was greasy, it was cheesy, tasted good, but I was sick. And I ate cookies, all the sugary and healthy food. So I had zero control. And as soon as I got the slightest bit of feeling better, like the food's finally starting to digest, I was like, well, gotta go back for more, until I was literally so bloated, so gassy, so sick, I just laid down, and I couldn't even lay down. I was so uncomfortable. I didn't even sleep. That's how uncomfortable I was. I had the sweats. It was just a miserable experience. So basically, I killed that past relationship with my girlfriend. That was of my own doing. This was primarily due to this, because I spent so much time on myself, so much time on this food, and I became so self-centered and self-focused that it basically ruined a past relationship. And then I also killed a lot of friendships because, like I said, I didn't go out. I stayed at home and I cooked food, and God forbid if I did go out, I was afraid I'd binge. So, and if I did go out, I got a salad because, what kind of fun's that? I'm a growing 16, 17, 18-year-old boy, and I'm eating salads. It's kind of weird. And then I missed on a lot of memories. I mean, for 3 years there, I was not there for many memories, many laughs, many stories that are shared now at parties, get-togethers, and the sorts. I can't partake because I wasn't there because I was at home. So it sucks. I definitely understand it. I definitely can relate. Yes, that was the damage that I created in my life. I created a tornado and the house is on fire. Or my life. I lit my life on fire. So the technique I developed when I went out anywhere. It didn't have to be a restaurant. It just meant anywhere I wasn't at home. So I use my overly competitive nature. I hate losing. I don't give a crap what it is. If it's Go Fish and I'm hammered drunk, I still want to win. I hate losing. I hate to lose. I will make the worst father. Even in Mario Kart, I don't even care. I hate losing. Mario Kart was 150cc. Is that the toughest level? Yeah, I won that. Why? Because I hate losing. That's why. So I use my overly competitive nature to my advantage. This may not work for you, but I don't know what will, what won't, but I'll give you guys suggestions. Maybe you can think of something on your own. So I had to be the last one to finish eating. Rather counterintuitive. Usually, goal is to be first. Being first wasn't really working for me in regards to eating. It was making me fat. It was making me sick, and I couldn't control myself. So I had to be the last one to finish eating and the last one to get seconds if there was anything left for seconds. Usually there wasn't, so that was a big benefit to me. Yeah, sure. Does this game sound stupid? Yes, but was I posting it on social media at the time when I was doing it? No, and neither do you, and no one has to know you're doing this, okay? No one. The only reason people will know about it now is because I'm making these videos, and now it's not an issue for me at the time. So some tricks I created to win. You had to talk between bites. This was a win-win because, like I said, I damaged those relationships. I missed out on memories. So I had to rebuild relationships that were built from when I was born to when I was 16 that I destroyed from age of roughly 16 to 17 until I was about 20. So I had to rebuild all that. So I had to talk between bites, interact with my cousins, aunts, uncles, family members, friends, and I had to place the silverware down in between bites. So I couldn't be up here cutting my fork and knife and just shoveling it in. So my freaking garbage disposal, I had to place it down and pick it up. Almost like a deadlift. You have to set it down and pick it back up. Set it down and pick it back up. It's like bench press. You got to pause it on your chest, press, pause, press, not bouncing it off your chest. Some of you guys will get that analogy, but you had to place the silverware down in between bites. Put your hand in your lap, talk with your hands, do whatever. I didn't have to shove food in my face. So that was how I got at what I meant by talk, don't chew, and how I use my overly competitive nature to help me. And in this case, Ricky Bobby, I'm sorry, you're wrong. Deal with it. So a quote that I've been saying a lot to people that talk to me, don't look up at the mountain. Look down at your own 2 feet. Move those one in front of the other, day after day, week after week, year after year. This is going to take time. It's not a quick fix. It took me a year to get to the point where I am now. I've been in remission, quote, for just a little bit over a year. It took me 3 years to figure out how to get here. It's going to take time, but be patient. There's going to be mess-ups. In fact, I still messed up. That's why I competed in the 205 class and not the 182 class, because after I died down to 182, I ate too much fast, and I had to stay at 205. I'm still not perfect. 3 years of binging and restricting. That was my story. Every week I would restrict 1,800 calories, 1,800 calories, 1,800 calories. And then on the weekends, we had like 20,000. I ate all of Walmart's stock of food. And then I would go and restrict. And that cycle seemed like it would never end. It was every single freaking weekend for 3 years. I never thought it would end, and I thought the only way it was going to end with my shotgun. Luckily, for some reason, I am still here. I am still talking. And I believe this is one of the reasons why, because I'm here to tell you this story. If you want to hear it, great. If you don't, you can turn me off. I don't care. So if you got questions, feel free to email me at that email address right yonder. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Like I said, other social media links are in the description box below. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I don't really use that one. I don't know what else is out there. I post this stuff on Reddit. If you can find that, go for it. It's on there. But if you guys have anything else, feel free to contact me. As always, keep playing the bricks to build your goals. I changed it from dreams because dreams are for sleepers. Goals. And have a great week, guys. Let me know if you have any questions, and God bless.